All,
Bare bones.
all right. You are listening to Transparency and Merit. My name's JP. I'm here with Brian, and you are about to take on one hefty endeavor.
I sure am. And
Take on.
and yeah, I'm just trying it again. I've done it before. I've only lasted about 36 hours, but I bet I could do a whole year without anything going wrong. I mean, like with body wise, but it's easier said than done. And
what's easier said than done? We haven't even introduced the topic yet. What you talk? Are you listening?
yeah, you're right. You know what? I'm not listening, but this
We
is
are doing a show called Fasting and Appetite Control. Why?
Well, I'm type 2 diabetic. I have, I just lost. She wasn't really a friend, I would say, but, I knew her, and I think it was alcohol related that I lost this person. And you know what? My addiction is food. And the longest I think I've lasted, and we talked about it just before, was about 36 hours. And
so you're looking for a revolutionary change. You want to lose weight and you want to lose it forever.
Yeah, and I want to have that discipline. I want to have that self-discipline where I can just, if I can control my food, I think I can control other things as well. But, I certainly don't eat like I used to when I was younger and scarfed it down. But, I still eat bad stuff. I just had some bad food today. And I thought to myself, well, you know what? I'm going to do another attempt to fast. And I hope that it is successful.
Well, you said this about a week or two ago. You said you were going to start one. What happened there?
You know what? I think a few things jarred me today. The death of that person kind of jarred me. And I'm going to try to hold myself accountable this time. I did have a day where I didn't eat anything, but I didn't feel any better. But I want to start it up again. And it's like, it's kind of like alcoholism and people who quit drinking. I mean, there are probably plenty of relapsers that habitually relapse back into their drug and alcohol abuse. And I'm probably the same thing with food. I probably might do well to do an Overeaters Anonymous. I might look into other things. I have the book on Audible on fasting, and it goes into very limited detail on the appetite control, because I know I should fast, and the book basically just says, talks about the fasting success stories, and a lot of it's, they do chicken broth and things like that, but it's like easier said than done, man. Yeah. So I'm starting for Memorial Day, and I'll see basically how much this takes me. Hopefully that can also control my anger, because I've been very angry lately.
Who has been?
Yeah, I mean, I'm angry. Yeah, and this whole, I've been angry just like at our politicians, at the news media, the way they cover it. It's like,
what's up, Mr. White? You haven't missed much. We're just talking about fasting and intermediate fasting, weight loss, and Brian over here is struggling to fulfill his goals so far. Your Discord's going bonkers, by the way. You know that, right?
Yeah, let me see if I can turn that off.
Well, you're
I
gonna
mean,
go
is
through
it consistently?
and notif.
Is it consistent? I
It's
try to set. It's such
you probably joined a server and you're getting every notification, so it's really like
Let me quit. Let me quit. Let me see if I can quit this. If I quit Discord, that'll help. I don't know.
I
I just quit Discord, so maybe that won't. The noise won't be happening from there. Who knows though? But I am fasting, and our fasting starting today, and then tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm not. I'm going to get up and not eat anything.
well, we've all gone through
And
things, and certainly right now, if you're struggling with whatever it is, eating or drinking or smoking, right now is probably a very difficult time to make the it's a great time and it's a hard time. It's a little bit of both. I think it's more towards the positive side of things where we don't have as much stress. Our typical
yeah,
workloads are less, but um and the restrictions on where we can go are kind of loosening up. Although I'm
yeah,
kind of worried that um things are going to get ripped right back to where they were if we're not careful. So people, I know people are excited to go outside and socialize again and live their best lives outdoors and hopefully we can proceed without more strange quarantine
I
procedures.
was watching Chris Nelson yesterday. I was watching Chris Nelson on
We
Facebook.
gotta get him on, man. We've got
Yeah.
to get Chris Nelson back.
He filmed himself going into. He said, "I'm going to go into a store, and if they kick me out, they kick me out. But I'm going into a store without a mask." He went to the store. They did nothing, and he just, and I think he's going to start filming himself going into stores without a mask. And Americans were meant to be free. Masks are unnatural, and I don't know how like a good idea it is. So I'm iffy about it, but I'm just like, I'm worried more about my fasting. But I just wanted to give a little plug in on that. I thought it was pretty cool what he did, and I'm gonna attempt to fast. Um,
We do
Another
have
person called me.
yes.
I'm not, and he had a come to Jesus moment, and I think he's going to start getting healthier. But did you hear that in the background?
Yeah, some skateboarders.
Yeah,
We're just talking about skateboarding.
yeah, Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk's outside of your house, shredding it up.
No, these guys are treading up, making noise.
Have they been out there for a while?
No,
Oh, they just rolled by.
I,
That's funny. We were
I,
just
I think they were just rolling by, man, just rolling by.
enjoying the. Oh, it's almost like summer outside. Man.
But we'll see how long I last.
Okay.
How long I can hold out.
Well, what is your
Maybe
initial
I can. Maybe I can fast for a whole year.
you should start with a smaller goal though. Gosh,
You know,
looking
people have
ahead one
said
year is
like instead of saying you want to fast for 2 to 3 days, the one thing that the book says is that the book about intermittent fasting says you should try for like a week to 10 days. I don't know why, but
that sounds
and like I said, I'm going to see how long I can go. It's a test, and like how long I can control with my willpower. Maybe I can't. Maybe I'm just going to, maybe in the morning, hey man, I blew it. I'm going to scarf it down, man. But at this moment, I don't know.
well. Make it through one day first, and I think Probably the
It's
best
one
tip.
day at a time, one moment at a time. I'm not hungry right now, but knowing me, I'm liable to get hungry, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to try.
I think you could do it.
I'm going to try, man.
Most days, I've got it down pretty good. Most days, I don't even start eating until about noon. In fact, every day I don't eat before noon. I have a cup of coffee. Good to go until noon. The problem, and then I can get away with something light for lunch, but it's really the evening hours that I really drop the ball because sometimes I stay up too late and I'll basically have a second dinner. So
I think, as I recall the book about intermittent fasting, I think that was the case. It was they usually drop the ball at night. It's nighttime when people actually drop the ball.
the good nights, though, I do feel great.
Yeah.
So really, for me, it's about. I like counting calories more than I like the idea of doing a intermittent fasting. But counting calories, it's a daily maintenance. It's a lot of maintenance. It's a lot of
It
check,
is.
and it's a lot of recalling. And sometimes you just want to eat something and you forget about it, and so.
Yeah.
What are people out there experiencing with the weight? Are they gaining or are they losing? I don't know. What's our comment board look like tonight? We got Darren H in the house. Once you make it to 38 hours, you can make it to 72. All right. Or more. Darren can call in. Anybody could call in right now. We have our number up there, 310.
Yeah, I'll talk to you, Darren, about fasting if you want to give me some advice.
Somebody call in and encourage because, I'm not going to get through to him. I've tried.
Well, like I said, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Joe. It's easier said than done. I mean, it's not just because it's not. Look, appetites and sex drive and everything else, they're not rational things. I don't think human beings are rational. I think they do what makes them feel good, and eating feels good. I mean, fasting feels good too, but that craving is there.
He should try to make it 16 hours for 4 straight days.
That's something I might try. But I'm going to try just not eating at all.
Do an 8-hour eating window for 4 days. All right.
That's something I might do as well.
I would say always have as a default, if you do break down and eat, at that point, you should default down into calorie counting. So you can still.
I mean,
race by
I'm gonna do some default things. If I start to get hungry, I might just eat. I'm gonna try to order something healthy.
What's a good give me an idea of something healthy?
Carrots.
But realistically, if you're going to order food from somewhere, you're not going to order carrots. What are you going to order?
There's I wish I could still order this one Jewish restaurant, but just pastrami and olives. And it's kind of healthy because I'm not eating the bread. The bread is what really kills me.
The bread bread. Carbs is crazy. One fast changed your entire thinking about food.
Someone just said, if this disease is so deadly, why hasn't it killed all the homeless? They live outside, no social distancing, no masks, and they can't wash their hands. Good point.
People still talking about that?
I guess. Gravy brain.
Fasting only feels good on the third day, but it's hard to make it to the second.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, and what can you do?
Well, our bodies need fuel, so you might become fatigued or whatever, but that might be something that's you could take advantage of while we're down for work for a little bit. You might want to just maybe sleep off some of those cravings. Certainly,
Yeah.
getting out into the outdoors will help you forget all about food. So take a walk around. What else? There's so many things you could try, and no guarantee any of them will work. You're so programmed to eat. We're all so programmed to feed that need.
Yeah.
So programmed. We're so programmed on so many levels. How programmed are all of you out there in internet land? It's because we don't notice when one homeless in 100 dies. Get out of here. No homeless.
Yeah, maybe.
Do have a few listeners out there. I hope you're listening and enjoying Transparency and Merit. How far have you gotten in the book?
Oh, I read the whole thing. It was on tape, and I listened to the whole damn thing. The
Good.
thing of it is, uh, I it
Go ahead.
like I said, it was primarily about the fasting all stars and the benefits. I know the benefits, and I know that the benefits are really good. My thing is, besides the benefit, how do you do it? You know, how do like how is because the appetite control for me is much more of an issue than than the right to do it. I mean, I want to do it.
Going to sleep hungry. That's my hardest thing. Hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
It used to be way easier, just get tired and pass out. Now it's this big drawn out thing where I lay down and I think to myself, well, I hadn't eaten in a couple hours, and then that's it, it's done. Or there's a basket of chocolates downstairs.
Yeah.
And before I know it, I get out and sleepwalk and go grab some food.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm trying to just trying not to eat, man, and just trying to just but like I said, right now I'm not hungry, and it's like it's just and it's just a few. What I've noticed is like it's a few moments where I'm hungry, and then I just have to fight that urge, and then that dissipates each time. But I have to remind myself and like just have some strategies where I fight the hunger, and I just don't, or maybe I just do something else. Maybe I'll just write about it, and I'll talk to somebody about it.
One thing that works for me is when I get hungry late at night, I trick
Mm.
I trick my hunger with some tea. Hot tea always helps
Yeah,
me forget about food.
yeah. Well, I mean, and like I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to just, I don't know if you call it tricking your hunger or just plain out not eating, man.
Well, sometimes it's a mental game, and if it's going to play tricks with you, you got to learn how to counter those tricks. And
That's what I plan on. That's
like,
what I hope to do.
yeah, just beating it's great, but there's going to be times when you're going to need
Yeah.
your bag of tricks, and everything in your bag of tricks is helpful.
Well, I mean, it's sometimes it's a physical withdrawal, man. It's like when I went for a long time without eating any sugar, and some of those withdrawals were pretty like I mean, I could feel it in my body.
Yep.
So hopefully it works with food as well. Anyway, I'm getting tired, so I'm going to get myself to bed, Joe. Is there anything else to add before I end this? We end this puppy.
No, I think we are good. Subscribe. That's all. That's all we got.
Subscribe, and just a reminder. Over the years, there's been a lot of things about how best to diet and stuff, and I'm just being a test puppy. And whatever information anyone has out there on how to best fast and appetite control, let me know. And I might, buy a book on Amazon, not Amazon, but on Audible, and just see what they say about appetite control and the best way to go about it. So I'm going to use writing and just like maybe a call or something, and just and just do something else besides to try to get my mind off it and do something else. That, by the way, that has been the best way for me to deal with grief. When I lost my parents, you'd think that going on vacation and stuff like that, that doesn't work. For me, that didn't work. The best thing is to like actually go to work and just keep your mind occupied, because you don't want to think about it too long. And I think that's the best way with appetite as well. Just
Idle
keep your
hands,
mind
devil's
occupied.
playtools.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say. So yeah, subscribe, like, and subscribe, and let's do this. All right, that'll do it.